Last night was highlighted by two former Cy Young candidates taking the mound with much to prove. Plagued by control problems, Roy Halladay gave up 6 hits and 3 walks, lasting just 3 1/3, as it took him 40 pitches just to get out of the first. If it's any consolation to fantasy owners, he did set a record, becoming the first pitcher in history to strike out at least 9 while recording 10 or fewer outs. Tim Lincecum got the victory last night, but lasted only 5 innings, and while he gave up just 3 hits and struck out 4, his 7 walks on the night is last place material for the WHIP category. The moral of the story here is that there's plenty of quality pitching to be had out there, so there's no need for anyone to pretend it's still 2008. And earlier this week I spoke about Cardinals closer Jason Motte being on the shelf and cautioned you about using his understudy Mitchell Boggs in your closer spot. Boggs entered Wednesday's game against the Diamondbacks in the 12th with a 1-run lead and proceeded to give up a leadoff single. He hit the next batter he faced, then a sacrifice bunt, a sacrifice fly, and Boggs sacrificed the save. I told you. And did you listen to our own Pat Mayo's daily fantasy call yesterday? If you did, you had Chris Davis, who went 4 for 4 with a 3-run home run and 2 doubles, finishing just a triple shy of the cycle. Davis has now gone 5 for 8 over his first 2 games with 2 homers, 2 doubles, 3 runs scored, and 7 RBI. Mayo's daily picks are now up, so go make yourself some money. After 3 games, Michael Morse is the Major League leader with 3 dingers. Morse's first inning home run was his only hit of the game yesterday, leaving him 4 for 12 with 3 home runs and 5 RBI on the young season. I'm thinking now's a good time to trade him to some poor soul for somebody good. And Brewers closer John Axford endured another rough outing on Wednesday against the Rockies. After blowing the save on opening day, he allowed 3 runs on 5 hits over 2/3 of an inning and was pulled after throwing just 18 pitches. Axford now has a 21.6 ERA through 2 appearances and has already given up 3 home runs. If you're looking for Axford's replacement, lefty Mike Gonzalez would probably be the next guy up. He's got 56 career saves, but he's not getting anyone out early either. Gonzalez has given up 3 hits and a walk and 3 earned runs in just 1/3 of an inning so far. The best play here is just to hope that Braun gives Axford some of the stuff that he takes and hope he turns things around. On the injury front, Yankees starter Hiroki Kuroda took a line drive off his pitching hand last night and had to leave the game. X-rays came back clean and he should be fine to make his next start. Kuroda should be a 2-start pitcher next week and should be in line to lose 2 games for the Yankees in week 2. So make note of that if you tend to favor 2-start pitchers. What? Don't look at me like that. The Yankees are decimated with injuries. They're not any good. All right, it's that time. 1 question, 1 comment. Dennis in Alameda, California asks, do you think Brian Roberts can return to his former self and become an elite fantasy second baseman once again? Well, Dennis, here's the way I look at it. He's not going to return to someone else's former self, so if he's going to return to someone's former self, it's going to be his. But no, he's been in the league 13 years. Even if he remains relatively healthy, his days are past. Look for somebody else. The Texas Rangers are set to announce Elvis Andrus' new 8-year deal at a press conference later today. The deal can be worth up to $146 million if his options are exercised. You know what this means? It means that super prospect Jurickson Profar is not going to be playing shortstop. If they end up moving him to the outfield rather than second base, his fantasy value will decrease dramatically. That's all for today, folks. For Roto Experts, I'm Mike Cardano.